In this video, I'm going to show you how to create or use Snagit to create tutorial images, the easy way to use Snagit. So first of all, to find it, once you have requested that it be added to your computer by your tech support person, you will go down to the Windows icon in the bottom left corner and just type in Snagit. Sometimes it will put an icon on your desktop. It will look like this little blue book type thing, and when you click on it, it opens up this window, and this is Snagit. This is the screenshot capturing part of the program, and to take a Snagit picture, all you have to do is click the red button, and it will give you a window that you will use to drag across the area you want to take a picture of. Now, once you have taken the picture, another window will appear that looks like this, and this is the Snagit Editor. Now, I mentioned that you could use one picture and make multiple alterations, and here's how you do that. First of all, let's say I wanted to show some people different parts of Dragon Zone. I could either put boxes around things or point arrows at things. You see these tools up here? This is where you would select, if you're going to put a shape around something, you would select the shape you want. Just keep in mind this one is transparent and this one has a white box on top. So if you wanted to put words on top, you might use this one. If you just want to identify or draw out something, you use this one. So I'm going to click on that one, and I want to show them that I am in as an employee. So I just drag and drop that box, over employee. I can make it bigger if I mouse over it to drag it out. Now you notice that it has the little dots around it. Before you save the picture, you want to click off of it so that those dots are removed. But I don't like the way these lines are kind of thin, so I'm going to select it, and then up here where it says outline, if I select that and width, I can change the width of that box, of the line around it. I can also change the color of it if I wanted to make it say yellow, and then move it to a better place. I can also take out parts of the image if you're wanting to show them the page but you don't need all the content in the middle of the page. You can cut out a section of the middle of it by selecting the image icon up here, and then where it says crop line, you can select how you want it cropped, whether it's just a straight line, a fuzzy area, or jagged, different types of jagged. I'm just going to pick one, and then you notice it gives you a line. So I want to crop out from employee down to resources. So I just drag that line starting from the top to the bottom. Now, if you mess up and don't like that one, remember you can still hit Control-Z to undo, or there is an undo button here, right up here at the top. You notice if you mouse over that little backward facing arrow, you can click that and undo it. So let's say you want to take out a middle part of going this way. You go to image and do cutout, and down at the bottom it shows the vertical options. So you select one of those, and I want to take out all of this except for I want Google Drive to show. So I just highlight it and cut that out. Now, the other option you can do is selecting arrows, and like with the shapes, you have different options. I usually just use the red arrow. You can also make the width of that arrow different widths even once you have added it. So let's say I make it really fat and I want to point an arrow at Google Drive. I just click on the screen and drag until I get the arrow where I want it. You can move the end of it so it points in different directions, and then you can click off of it to make that little bubble disappear. Once you have created the picture the way you want it to be, you're going to come up here to the top left corner and select the little icon there and go Save As. Now, it's important that when you save this that you have a place to put it, and if you haven't already created one, I'm going to go to my desktop. You could go to your documents file or wherever makes sense, to the Commons or whatever. I usually do things on my desktop and then move them to the Commons or someplace else when I'm done working on them. I go there, and then up here you notice there's a little folder with a little star on it. If you click that, it will create a new folder for you, and I'm going to name this one Dragon Zone Tutorial. So that's going to give me a place to save all of my pictures for this tutorial. So in that, then I actually name my pictures with a number in the order of the pictures. That helps me when I'm creating the tutorial. And then what it is, I'm going to say DZ for Dragon Zone and Google Drive, and save it. Now I want to create another image using this same screenshot. I'm just going to revert back until I get to my original one. And now I can, I'm going to revert back until that box disappears. I could just delete the box, select it and select delete. Now this is the original picture. Now I'm going to use a different part of it. This time I want to highlight my profile. So I'm going to put a box around it by making sure I'm under Draw and Box, selecting my profile, and that line's kind of thin, so I have to have it selected so where the little bubbles show up, and then up here where it says outline, I'm going to go to width and make that width a little thicker. And remember, I could also change the color of it, just make sure there's a good contrast so you can see it. And I'm going to take out part of this page. I only need this bottom part or our top part, so I'm going to actually this time crop it. Oops. So I'm going to select the area I want and select crop, and then it crops off everything else. Now that I have that, I'm going to save as, make sure I'm in the right folder, and this one I'm going to name to DZ for Dragon Zone and my profile, and save. Now that's really all there is to creating content using Snagit, but if you have any questions or you want to learn more about some different tools that are available, please contact Online Ed. Thank you.